What's up, guys? So today I want to talk about, what are we talking about? We're talking about E plus R equals O. It's one of the first success principles that I learned that completely transformed my life. We're going to talk about 3 success principles. Number 1, E plus R equals O. Events are going to happen. Events, a lot of events that are outside of your control. You can't control how your spouse acts. You can't control how your employees act. You can't control the weather. You can't control who gets elected into office as our president. You cannot control so many things in this world. But there are a few things that you can control. And that is your responses to these events. So E is the event that's happening. They're always going to happen. They always will happen. You can respond to that event instead of react to the event. Most people just go through life just reacting to events. It's just an emotional reaction, and they just do whatever their amygdala, their fight, flight, or freeze brain tells them to do. Well, you have a choice. You can stop reacting and begin being proactive. To become proactive, you have to stop and think about what you're going to do, what the actions you're going to take, what you're going to say, how you're going to respond. That's why they call responsibility, it's like 2 words. It's your ability to respond. Responsibility. You have that ability to respond differently. So if you're always missing out on family events because every time the phone rings with a customer, you're jumping in the truck to go save somebody's day, and that has really been affecting your relationships at home, or the person that you really want to be with your family, well then stop being reactive. Stop being proactive in the way you're going to respond the next time that happens. You have a choice. It's all about choice. And then these events happen, you respond however you're going to respond, either reactively or proactively, and then that's going to determine the outcome. So if you want a different outcome, you start responding differently. E plus R equals O. The R, the response, is where you have all the power, whether you choose to exercise that power or not. The next success principle that's tied directly into this one is taking 100% responsibility. This is for everything in life, for your health, for your business, for your finances, your fitness, right? Your relationships. It is not 50-50. It is 100% your responsibility to do whatever's within your control to make the relationship whatever you want it to be, to make your health and your fitness whatever you want it to be, to make your business, the success of your business, whatever you want it to be. You have a choice. You can choose, but you have to take 100% responsibility. It is not your employees' fault. It's not the economy's fault. It's not inflation's fault. It's not the shortage in the labor force. That's not at fault, because there are plenty of HVAC businesses out there that are winning. You take 2 businesses in any town, any place in America, and I can promise you that you could take the owners have the same amount of experience, they have the same amount of startup capital to work with in the same exact area, same exact town, and you follow those 2 people over the course of 2 years, and what you're going to find between some of them is one of them winds up adding 4 or 5 people to the team, winds up moving into a shop, winds up capturing a good share of the market, while the other one is still one person in a truck working out of the garage, struggling. And the more they work and the harder they work, because that's the answer that we always think is the issue, is I just need to do more. If I just did more, it's going to fix everything. Well, if you do that, well then you do more of the same that already is not working, well then you get the same result. So you got to change your response to that. If you're stuck in some horrible hamster wheel of that happening in your business. So when you take 100% responsibility for that and stop blaming, complaining, justifying, defending, and excuse making for all the reasons you're not winning, and you just take responsibility for it, it starts to empower you. And then you can be proactive in how you respond to all these events that you have no control over. You can respond differently. That's why these 2 success principles are directly connected. Once you get past that, then you need to decide what you want. What is it that you want your business to achieve? What do you want to achieve in your relationships? What do you want to achieve in your business? What do you want to achieve in your fitness? What do you want to achieve in your energy? What do you want to achieve in your finances? You've got to ask yourself that question and start making decisions. Indecision is probably one of the biggest business killers that I see out there. People just hem-haw around and don't make decisions. You got to make a decision and start moving towards it. Your decision could change. You might decide, hey, I want to do this in my business, but then you get into it and you're like, yeah, that doesn't work for me anymore. I want to do something different. There's nothing wrong with that. But right now, make a decision and move forward. That'll get you closer to the right decision. So that's all I got for you today. Go make money. Boom.